I want to state society is as good as families are. For instance, whatever values, whatever beliefs, whatever morals, whatever norms children are taught when they're growing up, they're going to hold on to that and they're going to practice that in whatever it is they end up doing in life, whatever career they pursue. In their education, they're going to practice that. So that's why society is as good as family. And so that's why parents and family plays a very important role in this. Now, with that being said, knowing that family play a very important role in how they bring up the children, I want to ask, parents some questions. And I mean this in the most respectful manner. The first question I want to ask is, what values are you teaching and passing on to your children? Think about that for a moment. Are you teaching them to value things like marriage? That's a very tough question, especially when you're, let's say, a single parent. Because your child might not have, let's say, a dad at home who they can look up to if it's a boy and say, oh, I've seen how my dad respects my mother. I've seen how my dad loves my mother. And so when I grow up, I want to love, my wife just like my dad. I want to respect my wife just like my dad. So are you teaching your children to value things like marriage? It's a tough question if you're a single parent, because your daughter might not have a mom at home, someone she can look up to as a role model. It's a tough question. And I ask this question because, again, whatever the children they see in their parents' marriage, in their home, most of the time, that's what they tend to practice in their own marriage. With me, I'd say, if I hadn't gotten the first-hand experience of how Pastor, cherishes mommy, how he loves her, I wouldn't want to practice what I saw in the media. I wouldn't want to be like, just get in a relationship with someone and dump them, because that's what you see in the movies. People like James, that's what they do. They can get any girls they want. They can sleep with whoever they want. So that's what I would want to practice. It's about having been able to get a first-hand experience of how Pastor, loves mommy, how he takes care of mommy and the family, and how mommy respects Pastor. That's helping me to understand the values of marriage. How very important it is to value marriage. That's what I'm asking. What values are you teaching your children? Are you really teaching them to value marriage? It's not an easy question. It's a very difficult question. Being a parent, I understand it's not easy. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the parents to really start thinking. Because whatever you do in your marriage, that's when the kids, they grow up, they want to practice that. A lot of children, because they grew up, seeing their dad, he was very abusive to their mother. He used to beat their mother. He used to insult their mother. He used to disrespect their mother. So when they grow up, they think that's how they should, behave also. They tend to develop this idea that women are inferior to men. They're not equal to men. They deserve they deserve men to behave like this to them. And so that's why a lot of children, when they grow up and they're married, they also tend to be abusive towards their wives. And one of the reasons why, because that's what they saw when they were growing up. They didn't really have a good role model. They didn't really see how important, they weren't really taught how important things like marriage is.